You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
The excitement surrounding the 2026 FIFA World Cup continues to build, and with the tournament just around the corner, teams are still battling for the final few spots. One of the key moments in this journey is the World Cup playoff draw, which will determine the last 4 teams to qualify for next summer's global event. This draw will take place on Thursday, and it is set to shape the paths for teams hoping to secure their place in the tournament. So how exactly will these playoffs work, and what can we expect? The 2026 World Cup will be the first to feature 48 teams, with 16 of them coming from Europe. 12 of those spots have already been claimed by the winners of the qualifying groups, leaving 4 places up for grabs through the playoffs. The draw on Thursday will determine how these remaining spots will be contested, as the playoffs will feature 16 teams, 12 who finished as runners-up in their qualifying groups, and 4 who earned their spot thanks to strong performances in the UEFA Nations League. The playoffs will consist of 4 distinct paths, each of which will involve 1 semi-final and 1 final. In each path, there will be 4 teams drawn from 4 separate pots, with the seeded teams, that is from Pot 1, receiving a home advantage in their semi-final matches. The first semi-final of each path will see teams from Pot 1 face teams from Pot 4, while Pot 2 will square off against Pot 3. The winners of these semifinals will then compete for a spot in the World Cup final. In terms of the timing, the semifinals will take place on March 26, 2026, at either 1700 Greenwich Mean Time or 1945 Greenwich Mean Time, while the finals will be held just a few days later, on March 31st, with kickoff times of 1700 British Summer Time or 1945 British Summer Time. Now, while you might wonder if being placed in Pot 1 is more advantageous than being in Pot 2, it's not as big a difference as you might think. Pot 1 teams will be at home for the semi-finals, but the overall draw will determine who gets home advantage for the finals. Pot 4 teams are typically those who did not finish in the top 2 of their qualification group, but still have a strong world ranking or good recent form. The pots have already been decided based on FIFA's rankings, and here's how they look. Pot 1. Italy, Ukraine, Turkey, Denmark. Pot 2. Wales, Slovakia, Poland, Czech Republic. Pot 3. Kosovo, Republic of Ireland, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Albania. Pot 4. Romania, Northern Ireland, Sweden, North Macedonia. For teams like Wales, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland, the stakes are high. Wales will have the benefit of a home semi-final, while Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland will be away. This is a crucial advantage in a competition as intense as the World Cup playoffs. Alongside the European playoffs, there are also interconfederation playoffs taking place, involving teams from Asia, Africa, CONCACAF, South America, and Oceania. These playoffs, which also occur in March 2026, will determine the final 2 World Cup spots. Countries like Bolivia and New Caledonia are already confirmed for the semifinals, but the exact lineup will depend on the outcomes of various regional qualifying tournaments. This year's playoffs are unique in that they are more complicated than previous cycles, with UEFA's Nations League influencing the final spots. Teams who finished outside the automatic qualification spots have a second chance to qualify, but the ranking system and playoff paths will ensure that only the best teams make it through. The road to the World Cup is never easy, and for teams like Wales, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland, every moment counts. The draw this Thursday will set the stage for a dramatic series of matches that will determine which nations will be able to join the USA, Canada, and Mexico on the world's biggest stage in 2026. Stay subscribed for more videos.